All right. What's going on, Taurus? Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Great to have you over here. And it's time for your message. It's been a while. It's been a good while, but you know, we all got to go through our journeys. We all got to do what we got to do. Spirit had to level me up right quick, so I had to go ahead and answer that. I had to go ahead and answer that call from the universe. But we're back. We're back. That's right. So, these messages over here coming out. Good things. Good things coming out on this table. So definitely stick with us, right? Stay tuned for this message. We're going to get these cards out on the table. And you know what it is, right? If you haven't already, definitely consider subscribing, liking, staying notified on this content so you don't miss a video. As well, we're bringing back the live shows. So you definitely don't want to miss that. Where we answer your questions live on the air. And that is coming back. The channel is coming back. We're getting kicked back up full swing. So don't go anywhere. All right, we got a Devil in Reverse. This has been coming out a lot. So I feel like collective in general, but there were a few others that had this Devil in Reverse energy. Okay. Okay, so we want to go somewhere, right? You've got a plan, you've got a purpose, you want something. Taurus, all right, I see this clear. It's full speed ahead when it comes to you. However, there's a bit of reluctance here. There is reluctance here. It's like you're not sure if you're going down the right path, are you, Taurus? I feel like there's a certain measure of uncertainty where it's as though, am I making the right decision? Am I going in the right ways? This could be like a confidence thing. You may actually have some sort of crisis of opinion where maybe what you thought was holding you back or was so bad, maybe you're beginning to reconsider. Maybe you're not as happy as you thought you were in this position or situation, Taurus. Make it make sense. I feel as though you're no longer passionate about the ideas or ideals that you once held. And so now there's an itch to do something different or to move away from where you find yourself. I feel like you thought maybe you were liberated or more free in some sort of path that you were taking, all right? Maybe even rebelled against something or rejected some sort of notion. I get a sense of like maybe rejecting society or how the world sees or does things, views things, but I feel you circling back like something isn't panning out or you're not quite as happy as you thought you were, right? Your cup is no longer full from your passion and ideals here acted out. So it's like something isn't giving the returns like you had hoped, or something is draining you in a sense. I feel like you want to get away from something. You want to get away from something, you want to find more stable ground, especially being an earth sign, right? Something that's maybe more consistent for you or offers greater stability. I just feel like it's time. It's definitely time here for you to maybe make a decision to overcome some sort of hard challenge or difficulty. Like doing this might be uncomfortable, likely will, or just the idea that you're going to have to break that, consistency somewhere, right, Taurus? To where, changing up is going to, cost you that momentum that you've built up in doing something. Being a fixed sign, the starting and the stopping is always the hardest. It's not the doing. Taurus. So for you, I feel like that's where you're like, I'm in this place, I'm like, I'm kind of good right here, but I'm not really happy with, like, I'm not passionate or happy over this anymore. This might be not what I thought it was. And then, bam, you want to do something, but it's like, I'm gonna lose this momentum. And then there goes the reluctance per se. However, I feel like this is, gearing you up for your growth to really embark on some sort of healing here. I'm really picking up on a healing energy from this chariot. So some sort of self-healing, self-work, all right? And I don't know, refacing the devil, whatever it is that you rejected, or maybe this wasn't the case. I mean, it is in reverse, right? So I feel like you dodged something or rejected something, right? But I don't necessarily feel this is the same as you escaping something. I'm just not getting that here. So I don't know. I feel like you're maybe going to have to reface something in order to kind of reintegrate new ideals or a new perspective, honestly, in order to find your growth in what you might have originally thought of as something like binding, right? I want to say binding, something that, because this is Saturn energy, and so this is like a certain amount of like discipline here, or an agreement, responsibility, contract, commitment here. So for you, yeah, that's what I'm feeling. That's what I'm feeling, is that you're coming back around to this. I think so. With this High Priestess in reverse, I think your perspective was, or is going to change here. It's going to have to change in order for you to find this growth. Something that makes sense, something that you do want to move towards, but I don't feel like it's necessarily what you've got yourself into now. However, I feel like that was more of a reactionary type of process, right? Or, you rejected one thing, so then you went maybe too far the other direction. All right, Taurus. Let's get a little more information. Anything on this devil energy? Death. That's not the first time we had death come out and clarify devil reverse either. In the other reading, it was like that stuff's done. But see, look at this energy. Your energy's totally different, So that's why I love the cards, because you get the same thing, but you get a totally different energy. For this, with the death and rebirth, I mean, I would rather see it in reverse. That would be a little more supporting what I'm saying here. Given it's in the past, I still feel like I'm getting more of the attitude aspect of like, I'm not doing that kind of a thing. I'm even getting like a high horse maybe. Make it make sense, Taurus. But yeah, it's like someone's too proud or kind of beyond something, right? Something is like below them, or they don't have to do it. They could do something else, and right, and what they're really meant for is over here, is over somewhere else. That's in the past energy, though. That's a clarifier of this devil. So I mean, this is why I feel like, and you felt like you would never have to. But this future outcome, this clarification over here, right? You're not so sure. You're not so sure. You might feel maybe judged, maybe seen, maybe watched, maybe like foolish, um, outnumbered, and maybe even facing challenges or difficulty whenever it comes to growing in what it is that you're doing, right? And following further pursuit without being challenged, or yeah, I'm just getting a sense of like a judgment, or being surrounded by those who might like write you off or not take you seriously. I just feel like you're stifled in a way that like you don't really know how growth is going to be able to come out of this situation without something changing. And I feel like this is what's kind of taking the steam out of your momentum here is like, I'm doing this, but what's the purpose? What am I doing this for? Who am I doing this for? Am I even happy? Or am I just doing this now? And I feel like maybe that's where you're finding yourself. So I feel like there's a real need to search your heart space. What makes you truly happy? And are you truly happy? Important questions, you know? What is calling you to, be more dedicated or more committed or more disciplined? And are those boundaries necessary and realistic, right? What have we maybe written off or dismissed that, potentially might be coming back around or might be worth a second look with this new information, in light? You say, oh, well, maybe some parts of that do make sense. And maybe there's a way to reintegrate that back into my vision. Same way, examining your passion and your ideals. If this isn't the idea or this isn't the ideal for you, right? Then what is? Or what is resonating with you more? Where are your passions at? What are you excited about? Move towards that, right? It's time to dig into that. It's time to change your perspective, right? I'm getting a bit of like a maturity, evolution, a growth here, and realizing something again, something related with time. So something's out of time over here, right? I feel like maybe you're fed up or you can't do it any longer. Something's got to change. That's what I'm getting here. All right. Any final outcome energy card for Taurus? And I feel like you're going to have to give it to yourself. See, this is kind of stuck energy, right? And I see you getting unstuck. I do. I see you working with the universe, reaching out and taking that cup, right? And perhaps forsaking an opportunity that you thought meant a lot more stability. However, I feel like you're fed up in a different way where your arms are uncrossing because you're fed up. You're fed up on waiting for something to change or something has met its natural limit or end whenever it comes to a cycle. And so now I feel like you're ready to meet halfway, to uncross your arms and maybe find a new perspective. Embracing growth, knowing what you know, what you've learned, and having that spiritual discernment, right? To allow you to stand on your own without worry. However, I do feel that is intrinsically tied with, feeling good about things, being passionate towards what makes sense for you in this perspective. But I feel like there's a reintegration of this Saturn energy. I do. Everyone answers to someone. There's some, even if it's to self. But I feel like there's discipline here. That something has to be agreed upon or met somewhere. So that's what I've got. All right. Thank you for coming by, right? Definitely come back, Taurus. We're going to keep getting these messages out. We're going to keep working on it. We're going to keep working on you, right? That's what we do. That's what we do. I hope this message was helpful, right? again, we are kicking back up the channel, so messages coming out, live reading coming out, right? So definitely subscribe, like, and hit that notification bell so you can get notified whenever we do go live and we do our live show, and you get your questions read live on the air. That's what we do over here. So yeah, have a good day. Stay positive. Stay up. Peace.